Alrighty, we are recording. Okay, you guys, I have been like in my mind thinking all month long, like how much I wanted to do this with you guys and just hear from so many people. Just there's four of them on our team that are just doing so good at just enrolling high volume customers and getting the volume up because you guys, if you think about this, I'm going to kind of talk about it for a little bit. Some of us are really amazing mass enrollers, and some of us are just steps to success girls. But either way you look at it, they're both amazing. But I want you guys to kind of like do the math at it a little bit. Okay, so if you're like me, I'm not a mass enroller. I'm a steps to success girl. Sometimes I do it twice. But on average, I usually enroll 10 loyal customers a month. And I feel like I do an okay job at my upselling. My loyal customer volume is usually between 60 to 90 for a new loyal customer. So I'm always trying to get them started on 2 or 3 products right away, right out the door. But let's kind of do the math here. And you guys, if you know me at all, I'm not good at math. So I did this at the very beginning so you guys could get an accurate number here. But let's just say I enroll 10 loyal customers a month, okay? That's usually where I'm at. And if I enroll 10 a month with 90 BV, I myself just brought in 900 new BV for our team. And that's just me myself. That doesn't include any of my current customers that are already ordering, and it doesn't include all of the team members and their customers and all of that. So let's just say I had my 10, 90 BV on average. So I just brought in 900 volume for the month for myself. Okay. But let's just say I enrolled 20 loyal customers, which is an amazing number, but I'm just selling them 1 product a month, which is about 30 BV on average. Most of our products are right around there. I've only brought in 600 in volume. And if I enrolled 20 loyal customers at 30 BV each, I brought in 600. But if I enrolled 10 loyal customers at 90 BV each, I brought in that 900. So I want you guys to really look at it as being a mass enroller is totally amazing, and I do not want to down that whatsoever. But instead of shooting for like 50 loyal customers, something like that, let's just shoot for them really high volume customers, because you're going to bring in that much more volume. And that much more volume is going to help secure shopping sprees quicker. It's going to help secure fast start bonuses quicker. It's going to fill those numbers on your chart quicker. So it's just makes so much more sense. And it's also going to help those loyal customers. They're going to be able to see those results that much quicker. Because if we got them started on 3 products for weight loss versus 1 product for weight loss, we know that they're going to get those results a whole lot quicker. And quick results means happy customers, and that makes for us as happy distributors. We definitely want that. So that's just my kind of take on it. I just think if we focus on getting those volume up there for those loyal customers that we're enrolling, we would see an amazing jump in our volumes group-wide of you and your organization. So enough with me rambling. I want to pull up 4 amazing ladies that I'm super excited for you guys to hear from. So first, I told them all in order that they were going to go in. First, we have Angela, and you guys, I am so excited to let you guys hear from her. Angela, I think I unmuted you. There we go.
Okay, got it.
You
hey
got
guys.
it.
My name's Angela Turner. I'm from, can you hear me?
Nope, that's perfect. I was just going to ask you to introduce yourself and tell us how long you've been in, your rank, all that good stuff.
Okay, guys, I'm Angela Turner. I'm from Greenville, South Carolina, and I am under Lauren Ravan from Duncan, little small town. And I joined in February of this year. And I didn't just like ask, I asked a lot of questions, but I kind of like said, okay, what's next? Tell me what to do. I want to jump in full force. And the funniest thing was they're like, just jump in the pool. Just go swimming, go full force, don't stop. So that's what I kind of did in February. When I started, I went distributor, and then I double ranked in March. I went executive in Ruby, and then in April, I was full blown Emerald. And so it was just like, I always just kept hearing, keep running is the best thing to do, and don't pause, and kind of like run like your honey's on fire. So I just kind of did that, and that's just where I am right now. I'm trying to just kind of maintain Emerald during this time, but still running, still staying consistent.
That's perfect. And I want to pause you right there. You are a diamond, dear. So go ahead and just repeat that over and over. And I want you to push for diamond, because with pushing for diamond and pushing for double, those maintenance of those ranks are just going to happen. So just keep pushing forward and keep up with this momentum, because it is like true rare air. It's something so amazing that we have right now. So you earned the $3,000 guarantee, correct? Since you went Emerald so quick.
Right.
That is awesome.
Correct.
Super exciting. I love it. Okay, go ahead and share with us. And I know you are really amazing with your loyal customers that you have now, and the ones that you're continually bringing in. So just kind of share with us some tips that you have for getting those high volume loyal customers, and what you do with your loyal customers for your enrollments.
Okay. First, I don't just like, I know this is so bad upon us and what we do, but I don't like cold message them and try to just like sell them product. I try to like, hey, how are you doing? You know, I saw you post something or like a comment on one of my posts. And most of them are weight loss, like majority of mine are weight loss and hair. So I always start out, how many pounds are you, like, what is your goal? Like, do you have a goal? And they always will be like, 10 to 20 or like 30 to 100. I'm like, whoa, okay. So then what I do honestly is I first started out at the beginning, I was like just trying to sell. But then I learned that I wrote down packages. And what I did is I wrote down 4 really high packages. And so when I get to the point in the conversation, I'm like, okay, now that we've talked about how many pounds that you want to lose, give me a few minutes. And I already have written them out. I don't tell them that, but I've already written them out. And I'm like, give me a few minutes. I'm going to jot down a few packages that can work with your situation. And then I'm going to send them to you. And when you get them, I want you to look over them. Don't feel overwhelmed, but just come back to me right after you've looked over them and tell me which ones that you're interested in. Don't even tell me like that cost is an issue. Just come back to me. And they always come back to me and they're like, okay, I really would like the top one, but I can only afford the bottom one. And so then that's all, like, you know, majority of them. So then I'll be like, okay, well, you did mention you're in the 50, 60 pound range. In my honest opinion, you really need to head up to like the highest one. It'd be like, I have an option 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the option 1 is obviously the higher BV. And they're looking at the option 4, but I'm like, okay, if you want to try these products, you're going to probably lose maybe not even half of your goal. So if you're going to put the money and go all in, and I call it my all in, option and package. I said, let's go all in. Let's do option 1. And let's just like go running and go full force with this goal. And, not every one of them chooses option 1, but I've had several that does. And right now, I've got an awesome story to share, but I'm probably running low on time. So I can keep going. Okay. Well, y'all, I'm so excited. I am meeting a gentleman in town. He's local. Next week, I was scared to sign him because he's on 12 medications and he had a stroke recently. Well, I ended up signing him. I bet I asked Laura and Lauren 50,000 questions, but I ended up taking the leap and signing him because he told me that he was all in. He said he didn't want to buy these products if he wasn't all in, and he was going to do it. So he reached out to me last week because I try to follow up with all my customers halfway. So it's not like, oh, I just sold you a product and I'm going to go run away. So I checked in with him and I was like, so how's everything going, David? Blah, blah, blah. And he goes, I'm going to tell you some good and bad news. So of course I get this lump in my throat and I'm scared to death that this bad news is going to jump out at me. So he goes, the bad news is, do you want to hear who lost 21 pounds? And I was like, I pray to God it's you. So then he comes back and he's like, no, that's the bad news. So I was like, oh my gosh, what's the good news? So he comes back and he goes, Angela, I've lost 31 pounds. And my husband was in another room and I was standing there and I was on the phone with him and I just started crying. Okay. I was like, oh my gosh, I've been selling these packages and finally for the first time, like a few nights ago, I just it just made it all worth it, y'all. I mean, we can sell this and rank and make money, but man, he is the reason that makes me want to still do this. And I cannot wait to hug on him and love on him next week and just give him the biggest hug. And that is only, I think, his 6-week mark, guys. And he's lost 31 freaking pounds. Like, I still pinch myself because I don't believe it's true until I see him. But that is my story, and that is why I'm still running, even though, you know, I'm going to be honest, Emerald's been hard this month trying to obtain, but you know, he came to me at the right time, and God showed me that, hey, you're still doing this. It's still working. Just keep going. And my biggest thing is stay consistent, guys, even when it's not high running volume, you know, just stay consistent. People will, I've had someone, you watch me for 6 months, like 4 months, and then just sign on. So keep going, guys.
Oh my goodness. That is amazing. 31 pounds in 6 weeks. Like, you guys, that just shows how amazing our products are. And it's crazy how whenever you just get a message like that, like how much it just relights your fire in this business. And so I love getting those too, even if it's just like, hey, I lost 5 pounds. Like, it's just those little things that just remind you of, hey, this is why we're doing this. But I am already mind blown into this. I love your idea of what you do with, you have these packs picked out. Like, that is just absolutely brilliant. I love that you do that. And I want to reiterate that, like, we do not know people's budgets. It's none of our business to know what their bank account is, what they can afford. And so often we are prejudging people of thinking they can only afford $39 in thermophyte.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we need to take their finances off the table. They came to us because they trusted us with their health goals. We're just going to do our job here and bring them the products to them to make sure they get the best results. So I love that you did that. It's so professional the way you do it. And that's what I absolutely love about it. So I'm already mind blown with it, and I can't wait to start implementing that in my business. So I absolutely love that you did that. Okay. So just lastly from you, what is just a tip that you would give everybody that's on here watching or watching the replay of just a way that they can just start implementing everything that you do here to just enroll those high volume customers?
Well, first, I want to start out that it's not an everyday issue. I've gone like 10 days or longer not having an LC. Okay, guys, I'm just going to be real. I'm not going to fake it. What I want you to know is that I wake up every morning and I stay consistent. I have a list of 6 and I do it every day. It's kind of like if you have kids on this group. You have to wake up every morning and feed them, whether you like it or not. So why don't you wake up every morning and do a list of 6? And what I mean by a list of 6 means once you start up and wake up and have a self-development, because if you can't wake up and start with God, the big man upstairs, then I feel like, you know, your day's not even going to go anywhere. At least mine isn't. I had a downfall for a few days and I'm like, what's going on? Oh, I didn't self-develop or pray that day. Seriously, guys, that's what it was. And it was like an aha moment. So I start off with Jesus and then I do birthdays and, you know, follow-ups and stories. And I start out, you know, I have a rotation of posts. I do first inspiration or a Bible verse, and then I'll throw my kids in there, and I'm a full-time photographer. So I'll throw up my photography posts. And then I used to do polls, but for some reason I'm that random person that doesn't get to do polls anymore on my page. I have no idea why. So if you still have that option, you are so lucky, because that's how I had all my bookings for LCs like crazy. So now I'm having to pivot and learn new ways. But following up, I've learned, is the biggest thing in my business. Not everybody will order from you, okay? But I've noticed that follow up is key. It is like golden, guys. So if you don't do it now, because that's where a lot of my orders come from. So keep going, guys. Stay consistent. Get your mind right. Keep Jesus in the game. And don't give up, because I've been there. I've wanted to give up, and I'm not going to. So if I can do it, you can do it.
Oh my goodness. And you told me you were nervous hopping on this Zoom, and you just literally just blew that out of the water. I am so proud of you. That was so good. And I literally took away so much from that. So thank you seriously so much. And I love that you're only 4 months into this business and already like doing such amazing things here and feeding these people with so many tips. So it just goes to show that like, whether you are brand new in this business or you're years in, like we all have so much knowledge and wealth to be able to share to people. So thank you so much, Angela. I appreciate you so much. All right.
You're so welcome.
Thank you. All righty. Next up is Miss Ashley. Can I mute her real quick? There we go. Can you hear me, ma'am?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you are perfect. Awesome. I am so excited to hear from you tonight. Okay, so same thing goes with you. Go ahead, just let us know who you are, your rank, and just a little bit about you.
Well, I'm super nervous. I tend to ramble, so I have big shoes to fill because Angela did awesome. Okay, so a little bit backstory, and if I start rambling, stop me. I talk fast too, so I'm really sorry. But I joined at the very end of November, so I had my first daughter almost a year ago. She's getting ready to turn 1, but we had to do IVF to get her. She was 4 months old, and actually she was 2.5 months old, and I saw my cousin-in-law was using chocolate greens, so that helped with her milk supply. My daughter and I had a really rocky start. She went to the NICU and my milk supply wasn't great. So anyways, tried it, loved it. And she's like, oh my gosh, you love this. It's $20 to join. You need to sign up. And I was like, oh God, I'm terrible at social media. Like I can't do it. She said, just try. Like you already post a ton and you get a lot of feedback on the post you're doing now. Just try it. It's $20. I said, okay. And then I had to get on the phone with my husband because he doesn't let me, he doesn't believe in any MLMs. He's like, oh my God, it's a pyramid scheme. I was like, hold on, just bear with me. It's $20. Well, right away that first month I made like $47. I was like, see, I already made my money back. This is great. Well, and of course, then I started trying other products, became obsessed. And I will just tell you all, you are people by people. You have got to show your results. You have got to, and I'll get to that here in a second. But my business, it was not the same start as most people's. I took off. I convinced my sister, who was a previous It Works distributor 3 years ago, to rejoin with me, and we took off. I went diamond in April. So I just joined at the end of November. That was fast. So now I am it has shifted because my business has slowed down some. I'm still enrolling high volume, just not as many. It's because I need to grow my network and we need to rebuild our team. That's kind of where it's at. Some people have fallen off our team, which happens. And that's what I'm learning is that's really normal in the business. So anyway, so that's kind of my goal is to maintain diamond again this month. And I think, again, it's I've been doing a lot of self-development because I'm like, how the heck? I grew so fast. Why am I having to I'm taking steps backwards? What's going on? But self-development is key. It has totally changed my mindset, which is huge. I will tell you too, when I first started, I just wanted to pay for my chocolate greens. I ended up losing weight and I was like, oh my gosh, I know so many people that are moms just like me, especially first-time moms. I want to get them the results I have. And then, for our next IVF treatment, it is not cheap. I don't know if anyone has dealt with infertility, but it is not cheap. So that was my next goal is, okay, I'm going to pay for my IVF. Well, now I had an epiphany yesterday at work. So I'm still part-time working. I'm a respiratory therapist. So I still work in the hospital, which is, I'm already in a job helping people. So this is right up my alley. I think that's why I do so well with it. And just talking to people because I just have that knack. So anyways, I had an epiphany yesterday at work and I just said, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to be working to pay for someone else to watch my daughter. I want to go home. So that is my ultimate goal. I wrote it down in my journal yesterday. I'm going to go triple by December and I'm going to go home. That's my plan. So
that is seriously amazing. And girl, I get you on the IVF mom here. So it's crazy, but it's how beautiful that we have this business to be able to pay for that. So yeah. You are not nervous. You're already rocking this. And I am so excited because November to April, you promoted to diamond. Is that what you said? That is amazing. Mm-hmm. So congrats on diamond. And okay, so go ahead and just kind of share with us a little bit of how you enroll your customers, how you get that high volume, how you upsell, all that good stuff. And if you have, I didn't say this to Angela, so if she's listening, she can also include this in the chat. But if you have some scripts that you want to share with us or some verbiage that you like to do, if you don't mind doing that in the chat, like whenever you're done chatting with us.
Okay. It's funny because she's doing just about the same thing I am. Our conversations are very similar. I am somebody who I learn well from listening to a whole bunch of people and I take what I like from everybody. So I would recommend you all definitely listen to distributors on the YouTube. I listen to one every day and just take what you like from people. So what I did, what I do when someone contacts me, mostly for weight loss is what people want to use our products initially for. So I say, okay, again, kind of like Angela, what's your health goal? And they tell me, okay, well, I want to lose 20 pounds. I need 90 pounds I need to lose. I'm like, okay, you know what? that's doable. But can I ask you, you know, are you a coffee drinker first off? Because that is like my number one thing. I post about it every single day, all day. And then I say, what's your diet look like? What's your water intake? Or usually before that, I'm sorry, I'm backtracking. I said, that's definitely doable. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions to see if these products are going to work well for you? Because lesson learned, I tried products with people who didn't do them the right way and they didn't get results. So then I lost them. So now I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give it to you, but I need you to work with me. Like I don't want to waste your money, because I don't like wasting money. If I'm going to invest $200 in something, I'm going to make sure I do it the right way. So I say, okay, so do you mind if I ask you a few questions? And they're like, oh yeah, sure. Okay. So are you a coffee drinker? How much water are you usually drinking? What's your diet look like? And then I say, are you more of like a fruit and veggie fan, or do you go high on carbs? And I put in parentheses, I have a big sweet tooth, you know, guilty, whatever. And so then they'll respond, they'll say, yeah, I love my water. I've been really working on it. I usually eat a lot of fruit, not veggies. And I do love my sweets, or I really love pasta and bread. I'm like, yeah, we all do, girl. So again, kind of be real. I'm not going to be like a computer response, right? So you always want to, I put their name and everything. I usually don't say, hey girl or babe or whatever. I use their name. So after I figure out what their diet looks like, then I'll say, okay, do you have, like, what's your activity look like? Do you sit down most of the day? Are you up walking? Have you been going to the gym? You know, if you are, what kind of programs are you doing? Because I love getting tips too. And they're like, oh, you know, I only work out maybe once every other week. I said, I hear you. I'm a brand new mom. I'm still trying to figure out that balance. But you know what? You can lose weight even without working out. A lot of it has to do with what you're putting in your body. And I say, okay, do you mind giving me a little bit to put together a pack for you that I think will give you the best results and get you the best deal? I use keywords. So again, best or deal, results, savings, cheap. I use all those keywords. Again, I watched a Zoom. They were killing it. They were enrolling like 120 customers a month. I said, I'm doing what they're doing. So that's where I got that from. And then they're like, yeah, for sure. So then I send them a message. I say, okay, first off, right off the bat, no matter what, non-negotiable, we're doing coffee and greens. You like coffee, you like chocolate, we're doing it. TFX, it's our brand new product, average 10 pounds a month, depending on what your activity and water intake is. And I said, another things I would recommend, for example, you on like a cleanse, just because it's going to help reset your system. And it's really affordable. It's super easy to do, and you can eat on it. Here are my results. Right away, I send them my cleanse results. And then I say, how does that sound for your first month? And they're like, oh, that's great. And then usually that's all they'll say. And then I say, you know, if you're anything like me, I want to know how much money this is going to cost, because I can't break the bank. And they're like, yeah, that was my next question, Ashley, was to see how much it was going to cost. So then I always say, for that pack together for your very first month, because I always include the Mocha Dreams. Because again, I'm a real person. I want to save them the most money. Even though I'm decreasing my BV, I don't want them to find out later that I didn't give them a deal and be mad at me, right? So I'm going to say your very first month, I can get all that together for you, plus an additional savings for this much money. So like, for example, $111. And I'm like, but normally it costs $230. Talk about savings, am I right? I always end with a question. And they're like, holy cow, yeah, like, that's great, sign me up now. So then we'll sign up. Someone else might say, oh, it's a little bit pricey or something cheaper. Usually I'll follow up, kind of like Angela does, and I'll say, you know, I can definitely knock it down. How about we try this instead? I just want to make sure you're going to get the best results for your money. So again, you're coming to me because you want to lose weight. I want to help you get there. If you're only using one product, when I recommended 3 to get you that 90-pound weight loss, you need to do the 3 products. Now, granted, I don't want to break the bank. And that's usually what I say is I don't want to break the bank. Tell you what, I don't need to know your business, but what kind of budget do I need to try staying under? If they say $100, guess what? I'm going to find what I can for $97. Like, that's what I'm going to do. Okay. So then I'll send them that. But I also will say, okay, let me set up a game plan for you. And they're like, okay. I say month number 1, cleanse, keto coffee, greens, TFX. Month number 2, keto coffee, greens, TFX, and the fat fighter we're going to do instead. That's more of a maintenance, kind of as needed. Month number 3, I lay all this out, you guys. I tell them exactly what I want. And then I say month number 4, we're going to start tightening up all that loose skin because you're going to be losing weight by then. We're going to add on wraps. We're going to take out the fat fighter, and we'll just do the big pack of coffee because you're going to become obsessed like I am. How's that sound? They're like, oh my God, that sounds great. And I'll say the following month, let's reevaluate and see kind of where we're at, and we'll chit chat. They're like, yeah, that sounds great. Sign me up. And I also, one thing that I have been doing lately is I always enroll my customers. I think I had 2 people. I have one girl actually signing up tonight, but I have had 2 people in the last 2 months that have gone to my website to sign up. Everyone else I sign up because one, I say, I want to make sure you're getting that Mocha Dreams add-on. The website can be kind of confusing. I said, let me do it for you. I'll make sure it's done right. And immediately I send them their account number, how to log in. I said, usually I just go in and I edit every month for you. I have you on my spreadsheet. I'm like super OCD, you all, and I have a spreadsheet on my computer of everyone. You need to stay organized. And that's what I do. So I tell them, I can set it up for you, no big deal, and I'll send you confirmation. And then I always, I send a thank you card to my customers now. As soon as I set the order, and I put it in the mail the next day. So
I seriously love all of that. No, that was so good. And I love just how real you were with every single potential that you're having, because it's hard to get out of that just scripted, like they're talking back and forth to a computer. But if you're being real with them, it's going to just break down that barrier, and they're going to trust you that much more. And I'm sure your potentials truly do trust you because of the way that you communicate back and forth with them. So I absolutely love that. And again, not just limiting them with that one product, because if they do have 90 pounds to lose and they're on TFX or Fat Fighters for 3 months, like they're not going to achieve that weight loss that they're wanting to achieve. And another thing that I absolutely love that you said is month 2, month 3, month 4, it took the guesswork out of having to explain auto shipment, commitment, all of that. Like, they know that they're doing this for 4 months or 5 months. And then on month 6, you can send them a message and just be like, hey, after this order, you're going to get $50 applied to your account because of perk points. So and having that long-term goal, because you guys, we don't want to keep our customers for just 3 months. Like, we want them on our products for as long as they can. We want to be able to help them for as long as they can, because otherwise we're doing this rat race every 3 months, trying to pick up with the customers that fell off from the first 3 months because they're not ordering anymore after 3 months. So I absolutely love that you said that. Okay, go ahead and give us any more, if you have anything else that you want to add, or just a last minute tip that you want to be able to share with us too.
One thing I changed recently, because I watched another Zoom, a top leader Zoom, and they're on the top for a reason. So y'all need to watch them. They said they removed in that loyal customer program that we always have to send people. You send the same message. I had my text replacement actually quit using it because of this. She said people get really freaked out with the words auto ship, membership. They hate that. They're like, oh God, I don't want that, because they've had really bad experiences in the past. So you need to be sensitive to that. So when people ask like, oh great, is there a minimum, or how do I get that discount? And I say right away, I just say, I'll bring it to you. So you can either pay a membership fee of $50, and orders whenever you want. You're going to be a loyal customer for life and get my awesome discount forever. Or you can waive that fee and you can just order 3 months or order 3 consecutive months, and we can change your products each time. So if you try out the coffee and greens and decide you're not a fan of the chocolate, we'll just do the coffee next month. No big deal. It's super easy to change. They're like, okay. And then I always say, I always enroll people for the free option. I said, I'm all about the freebies. Again, making it more personal. And I will tell you, I'll include that big 4-month message in this thing. I use the exact same message for everybody. And then of course, if I need to change products, I will. But people think because you're like, let me work on something for you, they're going to feel like you're making it just for them. So just keep that in mind when I'm sending it in the message thread.
That is perfect. Ashley, I seriously appreciate you so much. And all of that you shared with us, you did so good. And we are cheering you on to Double Diamond. You got this, and Triple Diamond by the end of the year. So cheering you on, dear. All right. Thank you so much. I muted myself instead of muting Ashley. All right, Alicia, I'm going to unmute you here. All right. Can you hear me, dear?
I can.
All right. Go ahead. And I'm excited to hear from you. Let everybody know.
I'm so scared.
No, you're going to do so good at this. I'm so excited for everyone to hear from you. So just kind of share a little bit, just like the other girls have done. You're going to do amazing at this.
Okay. I'm Alicia. I'm under Chrissy, and I joined back in January. I'm from West Haven, Utah. So kind of like a smaller town in Utah, but I joined us in January, and I went Ruby. Now I'm trying to remember how my ranks went. I believe I went Ruby in March, and then I hit Emerald in April. So I've maintained Emerald since then. I'm also gonna be real with you guys too, because it's been really hard. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like this has been one of the things that tested me like the most that I've ever done, like, I mean, I've gone to college, like college is supposed to be hard too, but, like, this business has tested me so many times, but it's been so worth it. And having like my husband and stuff, like having him so supportive, and it's just, and having Chrissy, because she's amazing, and just having like a support system to go to. But being Emerald has been really hard. I have, you know, I'm like, again, I'm gonna be really real with you guys. I've enrolled distributors and they haven't worked. I've pretty much brought myself up to Emerald and maintained myself almost by myself. Like, of course, I've had like Christy help me with distributors and help me with customers, and she's helped me a lot through all of this. But I have worked my butt off to make sure that I've maintained Emerald, and I did get my bonus from it. So that was like huge. Like, I got my bonus Emerald check in just this month, and I was blown away. I messaged Christy and I was just like freaking out. Like, it was amazing. But it's, you know, it's been really hard, and, you know, you guys got to be consistent with it and just stay, you know, once you get momentum, keep it, because you don't ever want to go away from that. I just got married in May, and I went on like a 10-day honeymoon. So this month has actually been pretty slow for me, and it's been kind of frustrating because I was in this huge momentum. I was doing so good. I felt so good. I was like, and I was enrolling high, volume customers all the time. I'm like Chrissy, I don't enroll a ton of customers. If there's some weeks that like by Friday, I'll enroll 5 customers. And I'm like, what? That's amazing. Like, I just got 5 customers. Like, I went all week without getting any. And when I started, I had the goal that every single week I wanted to have 5 customers by the end of the week. Did that happen? Absolutely not. Some weeks I would have none. Some weeks I would end up with like 7 customers at the end of the month. But anyway, you want me to talk about enrolling higher volume customers. So I'm kind of rambling on. But so how I get my my high volume customers, I will start out, a lot of them are, weight loss posts like everybody else. And, they'll message me or I'll message them. A lot of times they'll comment on something or they'll comment on a host post, and I will message them. I'll just say, hey, so-and-so, thanks for commenting on so-and-so's post. I would love to talk to you more about, my package or like my program or my 90-day challenge that I have going on. I would love to know if you don't mind sharing what your weight loss goal is. So that's one of my very first questions that I ask, because I want to know what their goal is. And I'm kind of like everybody else. I started out, with what I thought would work, and things, don't work, and then things do work. And I have, picked from what people have said on Zooms, what Chrissy's helped me with, and I have a little bit of piece of a lot of different things that people have said. And so sometimes what works for somebody doesn't always work for somebody else. And I've learned that a lot with everything that I've tried. So I do ask them first off what their goal is. They'll come back and they'll tell me, and I'll say, okay, great. So I actually did pick up a lot on the Zoom that I do need to actually, ask. That's really good advice to ask, like, what more of their habits are, because I haven't been good about asking about their habits. I do find out what their goal is, and then I say, okay, great. So I do have this 90-day challenge kind of program thing, that I would love to tell you about. So I do start off by telling them about the ThermoFight X. I ask them how that sounds, and if that is something that they're interested in trying to help them achieve their goal. And then once I say, yeah, that sounds great, I would be interested in trying it. So then I start asking them, I do ask them, are you a coffee drinker? Some people say no, some people say yes. If they are, I definitely try to add on, add on the Mocha Dream package to also save money, because, everybody loves to know that they're getting a deal, and I love to give them a deal. Sometimes, it's the bigger packages, they're more, and then you can say, oh, give them a deal with the package for the Mocha Dreams. Sorry, I'm super nervous. So I'll ask them if they're a coffee drinker. If they say yes, I say, okay, great. So we start talking about what is going to work best for them. So once we know that they want to try the ThermoFight X, let me actually get, I should have a script pulled up. Sorry, I get so nervous public speaking, you guys. This is like the first time I've ever done this.
You're good.
Because I mean, it's honestly been a hot minute since I've gone through the whole process too with somebody with weight loss. Like I've signed up a couple people with something else or just like coffee or something, but it's been a hot minute because this month has been kind of slow. So it does get slow, you guys, but just stay consistent. But so once we have them set with the Thermophyte X, and then I say, okay, great. So I have tried a few different things. I have tried just telling them the price of the Thermophyte X. And I say, okay, so it's normally this much, but this month I can get you it for this price. That is my personal discount. You also will not have to pay the $50 membership fee. And then you'll also get that discount on all my other products for life on anything else that you want to try. So I have done it that way. And a lot of the time it works to upsell after you have their credit card information. I have tried it both ways again, like I said. So I have tried upselling before, upselling after you have their credit card information. I was really scared to try to, like when I first started, I was really scared to try to upsell before I had their credit card information set in my messages. Because I was like, they're not going to want to buy more. Like they're going to see $36 for Thermophyte X and they're going to say, no, I'm good with that. So for a while it worked that I could say, okay, the Thermophyte X is, let's try this. And then, okay, so to get you your best results, which is going to help you, which was going to be the Thermophyte X, the coffee. I was doing the Mocha Dreams, but I also have done the Cleanse, the Fat Fighters, and the Thermophyte X. So we'll go with that one. So I said, okay, so to get you the best results, I kind of broke it down. So, with the Thermophyte X to help you lose an average of 10 pounds per month for an average of 31 pounds in 90 days. And then we would add on the Cleanse, which is just going to help you clean out your body, help you reset. It's just going to help you feel good and help you get rid of all those built-up toxins to help your body want to start losing the weight that you want to lose. And then we'll add on the Fat Fighters, so you guys know what that does. So then I say, okay, so for all this, it's normally this much, but what I can do for you this month is get it down to this price. And then I say, how does that sound? Or would you like to go ahead and order that? So I've done it that way. And then sometimes, and then it started not working, or it worked with some people, and it wasn't a consistent thing again. So I would try just doing the Thermophyte X. And again, I'm not a huge, a large loyal customer enroller. So it's really hard to try to just like sit with a person that only wants Thermophyte X, but you also want to tell them, this is why I feel you do need this other package, kind of like how everybody else said. I actually had somebody at I think the middle of May actually, I was messaging her about the Thermophyte X, and I said, just like how it's just amazing how some people react to what you say versus how somebody else does. Because I told the same thing to one girl, and she's like, yeah, that sounds amazing. Like, I want to get the best results. And then I said the same thing to this other lady, and she's like, so you're telling me it's not going to work? And I was like, no. I was like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I say, I want to help you get the best results by bundling these products together. They work amazing together. They're going to help you reach your goal faster. And then she just stopped talking to me. And I was like, no, that's not what I'm saying. So sometimes it's hard for people to almost understand your verbiage, but it seemed like that worked the best. So that, I said, the Thermophyte X is $36. You get the $50 membership fee waived. And, how do you want to do that? And then they say, okay, yeah, I'll try it out. So then when she sends me her credit card information, he, she, whoever it is, I say, okay, so we have you down for the Thermophyte X. Because you want to reach this goal, I want to, I want to let you know that I really think, kind of like how everybody else said, I believe that this is going to help you get the best results, and I think you should add on these products. So by adding on, whether it's the Mocha Dreams or it's adding on the Cleanse and the Mocha Dreams, or just the Cleanse and the Fat Fighters, I might have been doing, okay, so, again, with the Cleanse and the Fat Fighters, asking them, letting them know that these things are going to help you maintain your results that you're getting, as well as help you achieve them faster. The Fat Fighters, I kind of, describe it as they're going to help you not gain weight from other bad things that you're eating, because I do that too. Everybody overindulges, everybody cheats. I try to eat healthy and I still cheat, and my Fat Fighters have been like my savior. I love them since I got them. But yeah, it just, like everybody else said, take a piece from what everybody gives you. Try different things. Sometimes it's a bummer when you try one thing and it doesn't work on something, when you're like, oh, well, maybe if I did it a different way and approached it a different way, maybe it would have worked. So it kind of can be discouraging, but definitely play around with things, take things from everybody, you know, change it and make it you, but also, you know, and try to, you know, what works and stick with what works. So
that is perfect. I love that you said that what works on one person isn't necessarily going to work for the same type of conversation with the other person, but it just goes to show that like we've always constantly got to be evolving and growing. And still to this day, almost 8 years, it'll be 8 years next month, I'm still changing my verbiage from what it was last month to last year or the previous year. So we are always constantly evolving and trying to figure out what works best for us. There's never going to be the right message or the right description or any of that that's just automatically going to seal the deal for somebody. Mm-hmm. But like you and what each of the other girls have said, you're taking what you're learning from the other Zooms that we're doing or from other top leaders, and you're just kind of tweaking it and making it your own. And that is the biggest thing here, because we've got to, one, remain us at the end of the day, but we can't just try to take all of these things and try to perfect all of them that each of these people are giving, whereas we can try to perfect the thing that we're trying to work for ourselves. So I absolutely love that you said that along with the other girls. All right, Alicia, go ahead and just end us out with one little tip. It could be about upselling and your high volume or just anything business related.
Just kind of overall, stay consistent, stick with what you find works. Like you said, if you have to change, it is hard changing from one thing that's been working, but definitely, like you said, evolve. And just don't get discouraged. Like I said, it's been a slow month. Even when it's a slow month, just keep pushing and don't get discouraged. Like I said, it's been a slow month for me, and I've been working really hard to maintain Emerald. My big goal for the end of the year is to be double diamond so I can quit my job so I can stay at home. We're actually wanting to start trying for a baby, so I want to be a stay-at-home mom when that happens. So just stay consistent, guys. Don't give up. Just keep enrolling. Like you said, it's not always about the big numbers of enrolling everybody. It's, even small number of enrollments and just high volume. I've been amazed at how much I've been able to, keep high volume, because I think, honestly, I've only sold a couple of people on just Thermo 5X. I've always been at least like 60 or more BV, which it makes me really happy because, like you said, you grow that much faster with high BV versus just a whole bunch of 30 BV. So.
Absolutely perfect. Thank you so much, Alicia, and absolutely cheering you on. I know you can do double diamond this year. But I want to touch base with you guys, and this is going to be so off topic, but you've heard and you've kind of seen a trend here that there's going to be highs and lows with any business. We are all going to have our highs. We're all going to have our lows. And just knowing that if we just keep pushing, we keep our foot on the gas, we will zoom right past those slower times in our business. And those high times are going to be that much more exciting because you just kept going. And at the end of the day, you guys, we're business owners, so we're going to have those highs and lows. There's no path to success that just goes like this. And we wish it could kind of like just go like this and we would get there, but it's like kind of all over the place, and you eventually get there. But you just got to accept those highs and lows and just run with it and keep your foot on the gas. That's the biggest thing here. And just know that where we are at in our businesses, it is and I say this a lot lately, but going into my 8th year, I truly feel like I'm approaching my 2nd year into the business because of where we are at within our businesses and our momentum right now. So I'm super excited for what's to come. We have so many products coming next month. So you guys, we're on the verge of some amazing stuff. Okay. I'm finished rambling here, so I'm going to bring in our last and final guest, who I'm so excited for you guys to hear from. Let me go ahead and unmute Jennifer. There we go. All right, Jennifer, let's see if we can hear you.
Okay, let me know. Do I have volume?
Yep, you are good.
All right.
Okay.
Hi guys, you want me to tell you a little bit about myself?
Yes, go for it, dear.
So, my name is Jennifer Cochran. I am currently ranked at a diamond in the company and shooting for double. And yeah, so in 3 days. It's fine. We totally got this. So, I guess for me, a lot of the things that they were discussing are tips that I wanted to bring to the table, and they shot it. So I was like, yes, awesome. So, a big tip: don't be afraid to tell your customers what products got you results. So don't act like you're not taking 4 and 5 products. Don't sit there and think every single day of your daily that you're not drinking keto coffee with your greens, taking your Thermophyte X, and you're kicking some confianza. You feel amazing. So don't sit there and think that they don't need to feel amazing too. This is what's helping you get there. So this is what you need to be explaining to them. Hey, this is working really great for me. I've got 3 kids. I homeschool. We live in a camper because we're traveling for ministry. So yeah, there's some results. Don't be afraid to post your results. If you don't have any, borrow someone's. A lot of people in the business aren't trying to lose. We have some people that are trying to gain. Just whatever, and in that, know that it's not about gaining or losing. It's about a healthy lifestyle. So if you need to lose weight to get healthy, that's what you're going to go with. If you need to gain weight to get healthy, that's what you're going to run with. So share those results and celebrate people, because when you take it from, hey, look at so-and-so, she got incredible results, and instead you turn the post to celebrating her and saying, oh my gosh, y'all, like, I just want to shout out to, you know, whoever has got incredible results from these products. I'm so excited for her. Like, she has done amazing. And this is what commitment, this is what consistency looks like every single day. You know, just change that up to celebrating them. Another one is when you're taking your products and you are sharing your own personal results or what those products do for you, it's being a product of the product. That's going to sell before the actual product does, because they're going to want to know, like, yeah, I can see that this has 34 fruits and veggies and 52 superfoods in it, but what has it done for you? How does it make you feel? What does it taste like? They want real life questions answered. Okay, they want you to be the answer to this question of, well, how does it make you feel, or what can I expect? Another great point that was brought up was being sure that you're explaining what is expected.
I think you're cutting out a little bit, Jennifer. Is she cutting out for you guys too? Okay.
Oh man.
I hear you right now. You're a little in and out.
Okay, where did you hit me up at last? Okay, well, we're on our way to my hometown of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It's my grandmother's 75th birthday, and it's like ginormous surprise. Nobody knows we're coming.
You're starting to sound like a robot a little bit.
So, our entire family. So he's gonna pull over really quick, and hopefully we'll just have like, aw. Okay, we're getting there. He's pulling over right now. Maybe it'll help. Is this getting better?
Yeah, I can hear. Okay, now I can see you too. So I think you might be good.
Oh, okay, so he's pulling over, so we're good. Okay. How are we now?
You're perfect.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
All right. I don't remember where I ended, but I was discussing about being a product of the product. So people want real life questions answered. So if they're going to ask you, what does it taste like? How does it make you feel? They want to know all of this stuff that it's doing for you. And if you're not taking the products or at least tried one, then how are you going to answer those questions? Don't be afraid to ask your upline if you're not a fan of Hydrate, or if you're not a fan of something, to at least try it so that you can say, this is what it tastes like and this is how it made me feel. So there's that. The other thing that I wanted to mention was always start with your higher packages. So this is just an example. I shared this with the team, but never on a Zoom. But this is an example of how I write out what I send the customers. So when they start telling me, obviously you want to ask for their goals. Obviously you want to ask what they're expecting out of the products, because you want to make sure that whatever it is that they're expecting, that you're going to meet that expectation. You don't want to give them a false expectation of, yeah, this is what it's going to do. And this, no, be clear on that. Be clear on that, because it shuts the door on any confusion that they're assuming. Okay. The other thing that I do is it looks like this. I'm hoping that you guys can see it. Yes. So I write it out. Okay. So this is keto coffee. This is greens, keto coffee cleanse, thermophyte X, greens, fat fighter. I write down the retail price. I write down my customer price. I let them know. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I wrote it out really pretty. I might be able to find them better. Oh, here it is. Okay, so I let them know how much it is, how much their savings, and then at the bottom, I let them also know what it is. I let them know how much they're getting in the product. I let them know how to take it. So keto coffee is 30 packets. You're going to drink one a day. And I just go through that spiel, and I screenshot this. I do this for every customer, whether it's thermophyte X, just thermophyte X, or if it's 5 products. It puts that personalized touch on them, and it also lets them see that you're real, like you're a real person. This is your handwriting kind of thing. And it just clarifies it. So when they come back with it, it helps them see it all together. It's sectioned off. It's easy to understand. And then when they come back and say, well, what exactly does this do? And it's something that, is it something that I can take off? It's always easier to start with higher volume and go down than it is to say, well, let's add this. No, you start with what works first. If they say, hey, I want to know what products got you your results, you tell them. You take the cleanse once a month. You tell them that you're on thermophyte X, or you're on keto coffee and greens, whatever it is that you're taking, you tell them it all, because that's what they want to know. And then the other thing is look, I just got to be honest with you. So, and I may get a little deeper than I probably should, but that's okay. It's totally fine, right? One thing that Cammie said to help with this is being confident in your products. When you present your products with a confidence of, okay, so you need to start with this, and then after that, we're going to switch to this, and that. When you start with that confidence brings comfort to people. When you make statements rather than suggestions, it brings comfort, okay? So just be sure in it. You should be sure in it, because you should be taking the products yourself if you're promoting them. Stick with the product that is going to, that's your product. Like, if you are a diehard greens person, or you are absolutely, whatever product it is that you're on, stick with that one and really hit that one hard, because you're going to be able to explain it the best. Another thing is with this being your business, like we just got done discussing, it is, sorry, we're in the car with the kids, y'all. I don't know many businesses that don't have monthly trainings or some sort of refresher course that you gotta, new things are coming. For example, years ago, before we had kids, so it was too long ago, I worked at Lowe's. Well, Lowe's required you to have computer training for you to stay up to date with their products and all this inventory and all this blah, 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 for you to know what was going on. Well, this is your business. So staying plugged into Zooms and being the one up, okay, and staying close to the fire is also another way to have those high BB orders, because it allows you to speak with that confidence of knowing, okay, this is what's fixing to come out. And if you want the tip to continue through the end of the month, y'all, we just launched a brand new product. Shoot that cleanse to everyone you know. Even if they just bought the BOGO, you can say, look, they're not discontinuing the BOGO right now, like that cleanse right now. This is a different cleanse, okay? And if you're unsure of what it does, that's when you pull it up on your website. You read the bullet points. You figure out what it does, okay? let them know the purpose of a cleanse. It's to like really rebalance your body and reboot it and get you feeling amazing. But I think more than anything right now, because it's the end of the month and everybody gets in a state of mind where it has to be rush, like hurry up, sign up, hurry up, and sign up. Like hurry up. Everybody gets in that thought process of right now. Don't forget to be patient in the process. Don't forget to continue to stay patient. And when you are, when you're sorry, she's like half awake asleep. I don't even know. Anyways, so when you are in a conversation with somebody and they are fixing to drop $250 with you, that's not something that they just want you to say, okay, this is what you need. Okay, see you, thank you, love you, bye. Nope. No, this is not a quick sell. And what I love about the fact that a high BB volume asks a lots of questions is because they're so specific in their questions. You cover the auto ship 100% by the time you're done talking to them, because they're so invested now that they want to know every step of the process. When I send them a message explaining the 3 months, I don't say anything about 3 months. If they order today, I'm going to say your first order is June 27th. Your second one will be July 25th. Your third one will be August 25th. Your fourth one will be, I let them know. If it's a 6-month plan, I go until I'm like, hey, this is when you'll reach your goal. But it completely takes away the misconception of, oh gosh, so it's just going to automatically come out, or, oh, you never told me about it. Yeah, I told you. We clearly, and takes that guesswork out of it because you're so specific, because they are asking questions. So find comfort in the asking versus feeling that knot in your throat of, oh God, they're asking so many questions. They're asking questions because they genuinely are interested. Like if they're not asking questions about spending $250, really? Like, yeah, I'm going to ask you questions. It's $250. I need to know that this is really going to work. So find comfort in those questions instead of it being like oh my God, quit asking me so many questions, The other thing is really quick, I'm going to throw this out, is this false little, I'm going to call it a funk that everybody is claiming to be in. You set your pace. No one is holding you back but you. Okay? The steps that it takes to get you to the rank that you're currently at is the same steps it's going to take to get you to the next. Just duplicate it. Just run harder. This slowdown, there's no momentum. It's such a false little haze that everybody I feel has created, even including myself. No one is stopping me but me, So understand that. And I'm pretty sure it was Alicia that posted it. Or Lauren. Somebody posted it. It was a picture, and it said something about becoming more committed to your dreams than your comfort zone. Stay committed. Do it every single day. Your 6 list is important. You want to know how to get customers and have higher BBs. Stay consistent with your 6 list, because in your posting, every single day, I'm going to say try, because I haven't been consistent with it lately with the move. So I do KC with JC, which is keto coffee with Jennifer Cochran, but I incorporate Jesus with it. Okay. That's just my thing. And I love on people, and I let them know how much Jesus loves them, because he loves y'all. So, that's like a daily thing that I do. And throughout the whole conversation of reading whatever my daily verse is of the day, I'm making my keto coffee, and I'm just like, hey, so this has this, and That consistency also brings your customers, because in that consistency, they're finding comfort in knowing that these products are legit. So there's that. I word vomited all over you, but it's totally fine.
No, you did not. You did so good. I love that you brought up your KC with JC, because you guys, I was going to tell you that if you do not follow her, go to her page and check out these lives that she does, because you just feel the passion that she has for these products just through watching this live. And if people see this and they feel it, they just trust you. And like, that's all there is to it. So like the trend with Jennifer and all of the girls that have been on here is, one, they are very, very passionate about our products, but two, they've made another passion helping other people, because truly at the end of the day, that is all we are doing here, whether we're helping people with the products or whether we're helping people with the opportunity. And it's so easy to just get into this little, like, I don't even know what I want to call it, but you just get into this trap of like, okay, I'm going to do a host of posts of the cleanse, and I'm only going to sell the cleanse to that person. You guys, the cleanse or the TFX or the keto coffee, that's our in to these conversations. But then it's up to us to truly dig deeper and find out what products this person really truly needs. Because maybe there's something else that we need to dive into besides just the cleanse or besides just the TFX. And that's going to be your biggest stepping stone to getting those higher volume or more products on an enrollment order for a loyal customer. But it truly starts with us. And another trend that came across all of these girls was consistency. And you start higher and you can always go lower, but you don't want to start low and then just keep tacking on and keep tacking on. Like, let's start high, let's give them the all-in package, and then let's take things off if we need to for their budget. But let's not prejudge their budget. Like, that's their business, it's none of ours. All right, Jennifer, do you have one last thing that you want to add before we wrap things up?
One last thing I think I would add would be have confidence in yourself. And just to add on to what you just said about don't prejudge. Just because you thought when you first started that you paid this much because you only paid the $49 to get the Fit 5 or whatever. But what are you on now? You're now part of the business. You now take multiple products. You now know how well they work. Allow them that opportunity and present it as an opportunity. Don't offer it. Like, I had a mind switch the other day where I'm going to present this to you because it's exactly what it is. It's a present. It's a gift. I want to gift you the opportunity to be able to change your life, not just mentally, not just physically, but also spiritually. You're going to have some crazy, awesome, uplifting people surrounding you. And if you have a negative day, it's because you absolutely had to choose to, because we love you that hard. So, allow someone else to also feel that and include that with your customers. Another thing that I do that I don't know if a lot of people do because it's so, I could see how it gets nerve-wracking, but I actually have a chat that has all my loyal customers in it. And it's called You Are Able. And we just uplift them. We'll post Bible verses and crazy awesome recipes and the Connect app, y'all. Okay, like, you can leak little things in there for people to be like, where did you get that keto recipe? Oh, here's the link. You can have it, download it. Like, and it's daily keto recipes and daily workouts, but everybody is all on the same page of trying to either lose weight, get healthier, and it's just a good chat to have everybody together focusing on the same goal. So that's my tip. My tip would just be confident in yourself. Be confident in what you have, because it's legit.
That's so perfect. You guys, I do not think that we could have gotten a better lineup for tonight. Like, I took away so much from each of these girls. I know they brought so much to the table, and I hope you guys took away so much, just as much as I did. So thank you, girls, so much for doing this. I honestly cannot wait to go back and watch the recording and just really, truly soak all of this in, all of the goodness that you guys said. So again, thank you so much for each of you taking the time out of your night to just share all of your wealth of knowledge with all of us. So we greatly appreciate it. So thank you all for hopping on, and let's finish out June super strong, because we got a lot ahead of us for 2019. So have a good night, guys.